Hey everybody, we're going to play a little game, Tiger Trivia, right now. So every once in a while a new song comes out and it really just penetrates my heart. This song's called Graves into Gardens. Sing along or just check out the lyrics. There's a lot of depth there. Enjoy.
I searched the world, but it couldn't feel me. Oh, man's empty praise and treasures of faith are never enough. You came along, you put me back together. And every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you. Lord, I know it's true. I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all, and you still call me friend. Yeah, 'cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley, and there's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Yeah. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Lord, I know it's true. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn waves into gardens. Yeah, you turn bones into wine. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you. Lord, I know
Where do you go for wisdom when you have a major decision to make in your life? Proverbs 8 says this, starting with verse 1. Listen, wisdom is calling out. Reason is making herself heard. On the hilltops, near the road, at the crossroads she stands. At the entrance to the city, beside the gates, she calls. I appeal to all of you. I call to everyone on earth. Are you immature? Learn to be mature. Are you foolish? Learn to have sense. Listen to my excellent words. All I tell you is right. What I say is the truth. Lies are hateful to me. Everything I say is true. Nothing is false or misleading. To those with insight, it is clear. To the well-informed, it is all plain. Choose my instruction instead of silver. Choose knowledge rather than the finest gold. That's Proverbs 8, 1 through 10. King Solomon, the wisest, perhaps the wisest person ever to live, is giving wisdom there, and he's referring to wisdom as if she were a lady calling out to you, saying, listen to me, here I am. He's letting us know that wisdom is crying out from every direction. Yeah, there are a lot of directions, right? You go somewhere, you make left turns, you make right turns, you go straight, you watch for oncoming traffic, you follow the rules of the road, and you get there. But where is it you are going? Maybe that's a big question you're looking at right now in your life. What am I doing? Where am I going? What's going to happen to me 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What's going to happen to me tomorrow? God's wisdom is calling out to you, and it is readily available to you, just like Solomon was saying here in Proverbs 8. He asks us, are you immature? And then he tells us to learn to be mature. Then he asks, are you foolish? Learn to have sense. And then he goes on to remind us that everything God says is true. Nothing is false or misleading. And then in verse 9, to those with insight, it is all clear. To the well-informed, it is all plain. So how do you get this insight? How do you get well-informed? Well, it's very simple. It is something you may have heard many times, so this may be your first time hearing it. Look to the Bible for wisdom. Here is 4 simple steps for decision making that will impact you for the rest of your life if you apply these to your life. They all center on the Bible and on Jesus in your life. You see, God's the only one who knows what's going to happen every day, and every second of every day for the rest of your life. So why not consult him? So here we go. Wise decision making. Seeking that wisdom. Number 1, what does the Bible say about it? When you're making a decision, consult the Bible about it. Do a simple search and see if you can find situations in the Bible and even direct statements from like the book of Proverbs that give you advice on what to do and what not to do. So what does the Bible say about it? Now, number 2, what would Jesus do? Sounds a little cliched, right? What would he do? Look in the Bible, in the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Examine how he lived, how he interacted with people, how he made his decisions. And then number 3, what would my wise Christian mentor say? Well, my dad is my biggest, wisest Christian mentor. If I need help fixing something, I call and ask him. If I need advice on anything in life, I call and ask him. If I want to talk about the Bible and perspective on something in the Bible, my dad is the one I call first and want to talk to. Do you have a Christian mentor like that in your life? If not, I encourage you to seek one out and find one. I also have other friends in ministry who are older and some even younger than me that I love and respect them, and I love to get their perspective on things because I know that they are seeking wisdom from the Bible and the life of Christ as we read about him in the Bible. So what would my Christian mentor say? And then the 4th and final one is, have I prayed about it? And I mean two-way prayer. Prayer is two-way, huh? We ask, we talk to God, but then we pause, we hush, and we listen. I spend a lot of time talking in prayer, and then I say amen and realize, you know what? I shouldn't have said amen. I should have just listened for a little while, or maybe a long while. Sometimes I and go out on the back porch yard thing we have. We have this yard porch patio thing. It's all in one. It's about 10 feet wide, and we have a hammock there. And I go out there, and the wind's blowing, and the squirrels are playing in the trees, and the clouds are overhead, and sometimes it's just beautiful blue skies. And I might pray a moment, and then I might just stare at the sky, stare at the tree, and just be quiet and listen. I find that God's wisdom comes to me when I listen more than I talk. So, what does the Bible say about your decision? What would Jesus do if it was his decision to make? What would your wise Christian mentor say? Ask. And have you prayed about this? That prayer is going to bring it all together and give you some understanding on where you should go and what you should do in every decision you make. I encourage you today to seek out God's wisdom. He loves you. Jesus went to the cross for you. He died a criminal's death, was put in a grave, was raised to life again just as he had predicted 3 days later. He was seen many times by many people, and he is with God today in heaven. He wants you to be there with him in heaven one day. Make wise choices, make wise decisions. Do that to honor him and his sacrifice for you. And do that because he wants you to be part of his plan. You see, your purpose and your peace, everything meaningful in your life is going to stem from how you include God in your life. So if you are not including him in your decision making and in your future choices, then I'm sorry, you might make a lot of money, or you might become very popular, and those things will be fun for you, but at the end of the day, there'll be emptiness.
Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing